everybody. Hello and good evening to all my Saiyans around the world. Welcome to another episode on Planet Sadala. Tonight we have a special guest joining us. Her legendary work consists of voicing Kid Goku, Young and Teen Gohan, and Mini Goku in the new Dragon Ball Daima English dub. Let's welcome Stephanie Nadolny. We
Hey
are very, very,
guys, how's it going?
very honored
Got
to
my
have
Dragon
you
Ball
here.
necklace.
Yeah, I
Got the full
like your
ball.
necklace.
Gotta
We're very,
represent.
oh yeah, you already know. We're very, very, very honored to have you. I'm kind of like, I'm a super Dragon Ball fan, so I'm kind of like a little nervous. I never thought I would be
No,
talking to
don't be.
Kid Goku. No, like it's just crazy because I never
Yeah,
thought that I'd be talking to Kid Goku, and it's dream come true. It's yeah, it's tripped out.
yeah. I love the background you chose with all the the animation. That's super cool.
Oh yeah, I try to use the new and the old, make a nice
It's
background
like a
for.
collage. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's nice to meet you, and it's this is an honor. I'm glad you reached out, and I'm looking forward
Oh,
to
definitely.
answering your questions and hopefully getting a lot of people jumping on and having a look and a listen wherever it's posted.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, Kakarot is home. Planet Sadala. That's the name of the podcast I made. I love sayings to kick it off. I love sayings, and also
Just
just want to say congratulations on your return to Dragon Ball Daima.
wow, thank
Very happy.
you. I never thought it would happen. It's been 16 years since I've voiced anything Dragon Ball Z. I think the last game I did was early 2009. So it's great. My characters grew up, and then there were some changes made, and I never like left or retired or anything like that. I just did other things, auditions, and traveled with my show band and performed. I was still very active with that, so it's great to be back. I'm still like in a daze, like because I had to keep quiet. I actually had to audition in July, which is fine. I think it was Toei Animation that wanted to determine who they were going to proceed with as far as casting. So I was
Mhm.
fine with that. They probably also wanted to make sure I could completely like recreate that exact voice from Dragon Ball. Thankfully, when I'm a female, and so a lot of times females can voice kid voices and even boys, and then continue to do the voice indefinitely. So Toei, I owe it all to Toei and in Japan, and I owe it to all the fans who supposedly wrote in and asked Crunchyroll and different people to bring me back. So yeah, they just announced it officially on October 18th at the New York Comic Con. Toei brought us out, me and a couple of the other cast members, for a panel of over 3,000 people. And they announced it, and it was really they watched. We all watched the trailer on the big screen and everything. It was really exciting, and so now I can talk about it. So I'm just now starting to do interviews and can talk about it because I've been getting people asking me and writing to me, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, just a non-disclosure, kind of thing. So
Now you're able to talk about it.
I'm really feeling it. Yeah, I even got some. I've got my Daima Goku in the background there. I don't know if you can see it. And then on this side, we've got another little Goku from Dragon Ball. So it's like full circle. Kid Goku comes back,
Yeah,
nostalgia.
that's the voice I remember growing up. That'll always be the Gohan and Goku that I remember, that I know, the real one. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But how did the whole process like? How did the whole process with Daima go for you? Like from the beginning to getting the part, and what did you have to go through, and all the obstacles and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, I mean it's been pretty seamless. I auditioned, and then very quickly after, maybe a week, I was contacted by one of the old directors who's also works for the corporate in the corporate side of things there at Crunchyroll. And he said, Toei wants you back. Thankfully, it's like getting on a bike. I would, whenever I did the audition, you know, um, the technology is really updated. That's another thing. Is it's like back in the day, we would record with headphones and paper scripts and the old style TVs, late '90s. And so like now, it's all done with computer. The scripts are on a computer screen. We still have the headphones, and we're in a bigger booth. Crunchyroll's huge now. Sony bought Funimation years ago, and now Crunchyroll. There's a ton of studios. They're cranking out a lot of anime all the time. So I've just been kind of like on the outside looking in. And then when I finally got the call, and I'd heard about Daima, and I just kind of figured I wasn't going to get it, or I was out of the loop, or I didn't wasn't friends with the people that are kind of like always working up there.
Yeah.
So things happen, but I'm just very grateful. And so basically, I did the audition, and it was so much fun. I had so much fun being Goku, Kid Goku again, because I get to live vicariously through him, and he's so funny. And there's a lot of humor, and the animation is gorgeous, and the director is awesome, Jonathan Rigg. Um, it's just a whole different experience because it's been so long. So like the technology part of it is updated, and um, everything's just bigger, bigger and better because the company has grown, grown, grown. And so shortly after they announced, or they told me I would be coming back to reprise the role, we scheduled some sessions, and I was in about once a week for a little bit, once every other week. Knocked out 2 or 3 hours of work, um, and it just came back. It all came flooding back, like, wow, this is so cool. And I really, the Kid Goku voice isn't near as hard on my throat as Gohan screaming in the Cell Saga, the original, the OG. So, I mean, it's still kind of, I still get a little bit of strain when I'm doing a lot of the exertions and the fighting and stuff. But we started recording in August, and I've just been kind of like called in here and there. We've knocked out, let's see, 5 episodes. We might have done 6. It's hard to remember. I know that production's halted for just a little bit because the holidays coming up, but
Mm.
yeah, it was great. Just kind of like fell right back in the groove, and it's a lot more efficient, and getting to the lines quicker. Watching it in Japanese, watching the flaps, and then recording. Right after that, which is great. I memorized the line, and then I watch the screen, and then just try to like mimic the flaps, the mouth flaps.
That's amazing. That's crazy. So it's a big, big
Yeah,
difference than the OG Dragon Ball, huh?
yeah, yeah. It's as far as like the recording process, yes.
Yeah.
And then when they were 99, 2000, 2001, and then I guess even a little longer than that, the company was putting out the VHS tapes. So I have a bunch of VHS tapes over here that are kind of still in the plastic, that are vintage. They're 20
Yeah.
plus years old. And then they went to DVDs for Dragon Ball GT, which was probably like closer to like 2007, 8. And now it's all online. There's Crunchyroll. There's a channel that you can subscribe to. I just subscribed to it because I wanted to see the first episode that premiered on October 18th. It's a Japanese dub. I guess they call it the subtitles. So I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I didn't miss that. And then after, I don't know if you guys know or if you've heard, the English dub will be premiering in cinemas, select cinemas in USA. So November 10th, 11th, and 12th, the English dub 1 through 3 is coming to the theater. So that's like a really
Yeah.
big deal. I can't believe
Waiting
that.
on.
It's
Yeah,
like
we're waiting on. Can't wait till
I
that.
mean, the
It's
experience with a big screen and the sound and the sound effects, and it's just going to be amazing. And then after that, it'll be available on Netflix and Crunchyroll.
it's gonna be crazy too. It's like hearing your voice and like the new technology. That's what's tripped out, huh?
Yeah,
It's gonna be way different than hearing it from the old school animation. Now you
years
got this
ago.
new technology and
Yeah,
everything backing up the voice is gonna be a whole different experience now.
and it's a great show. Akira Toriyama is a genius. He's a legend. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Um, he had his hands on this 100% from the get go. So this is his official last project, and it's the 40th anniversary. The first manga, however you want to say it,
Manga.
was released in 1984. So Dragon Ball manga, and then the first Dragon Ball episode premiered in Japan in 1986. So back before, long before a lot of you youngsters were born.
Yeah.
That's my era, the 80s. That's my childhood era. So, yeah, it's exciting. Some people are skeptical, and that's totally fine. But I highly urge you guys to give it a chance. Some people are concerned about it being a little bit like more like GT. This is different. Akira was 100% involved in this, and it was announced a year ago that it was going to be, you know, in production. So, yeah, it's exciting. I'm just grateful and humbled, and hopefully it opens up some more doors, to do more voice acting for different animes and other projects. I'm always on the lookout for auditions and things like that. I'm kind of freelance right now, because I started working long before I ever had an agent, because I was discovered through my singing through the industry with working with different bands in the Dallas Fort Worth area. I actually met the producer at one of our sessions for the Grammy Award winning polka band Brave Combo. Check them out. They've been around for about 40 years as well. Um, Barry Watson, who was recording the Ocean Dub up in Vancouver and then gathering all of the data and bringing it back to produce in house in Dallas Fort Worth.
Mm.
Well, somebody made the decision to recast the show in Dallas Fort Worth. There's a lot of talent here, a lot of amazing talent. And the gene pool was much smaller. None of us knew like this was such a big franchise. None of us. I didn't know what anime was. This was because I auditioned in 1998. I had done some work with Chuck E. Cheese as Helen the Hen for a season. I worked at Jimmy Toys, contributing voices to novelty toys, Halloween, Christmas. Uh, Basically, what was cool at that job is I'm a singer, so I was singing in my character voices, which I found is a little bit more unique talent than I realized, because my voice acting and the Dragon Ball put me on the map more than my singing all by itself. Um, so I met Barry, and he liked my voice. He was at one of our sessions for Brave Combo recording on an album, and he asked me to audition. Of course, I get cards in the industry. It's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I keep my expectations low because sometimes nothing ever comes of it. But he
Yeah.
kept his promise and brought me in as a referral. I didn't have to do any cattle call auditions or anything like that. When I went in, I just knew it was animated. I didn't know about anime yet at all. So I auditioned for Bulma, Poir, Chi Chi, Chaozu. I automatically just went for the females, just thinking, well, I'm a female. Let's audition for female. I wasn't even thinking about voicing a boy. So yeah. So right before the end of the session, when I was recording, it was actually at like a podium, and they were like, it's almost like The Voice. There were like three. It felt like there were three judges, and I'm standing at a podium, and um, but I'd been performing since I was a child, so I wasn't nervous or anything. I mean, I was excited about maybe getting some new project going, and so about a week later, they called me and said, we want you to play Gohan. Actually, what you get, I threw them a voice. They asked me for a young boy voice, and I was on the spot, and it was unexpected, but I just kind of threw out a how about this, and they liked it, and they said how about more raspy, a little bit more raspy sounding. So I gave them a little more rasp, yeah, like this. And they basically the woman before me, I didn't know this till much later.
Mm.
Saffron Henderson was also a singer and had a similar voice. So the director already had an idea of what he wanted for these roles. So, and then once I was cast, Gohan at the Ginyu Saga was kind of more of a background character. He was kind of a lot of reactions and exertions and a few battles here and there. So I wasn't in very often. Definitely not something you could kind of pay your bills on unless you're working more often. But I was traveling with my show band 300 something days a year anyway. So I would just kind of like, they'd call me in every few months, and we'd knock out, 2 or 3 episodes at a time. And then I saw it on Cartoon Network. I think it was around summer of '99 because my mom was fighting cancer. I ended up losing her that August.
Oh, sorry to hear
'99
that.
was a crazy year, losing my mom, and then being cast as Gohan, and it was just a big turning point year. A lot of like really good stuff, and then really bad stuff happening at the same time. Um, but yeah, I got to see it on TV with my mom while she was at home, kind of recovering from her bone marrow transplant, and that was a really special moment. She thought his name was Gonad. Isn't that funny? She's like, "Is his
Go
name Gonad?" I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. It's not Gonad." Yeah.
Go
So Yep. So that's when I kind of realized it was a bigger deal. Was it started with the airing on Cartoon Network, and then the next thing that happened at Burger King in 2000, they put out these little figures that you could get when you
Toys
order
and
the kids
cards
meal.
and everything. Yeah, I remember getting
Yeah,
those.
and so I was like, wow. And still, even to this day, like at the time, I thought, oh, this is going to be a big deal for a little while. It's going to be, this is great. But then I thought, all good things must come to an end, and then there'd be something else, and there's always something new. But when I traveled with my show band to Italy, I saw a bunch of Dragon Ball Z stuff at like the souvenir stores. It was like summer of 2000. And that's when I was like, wow, this is a big deal. Like they dub it in all these different languages. And then I saw it on the TV and I saw Gohan and speaking in Italian. And I was just like, my mind was blown. I was like, what? Wow, big, big deal. What much bigger deal than I realized. So as the years have gone on, it just keeps on keeping on. I mean, it's still going. We've got, you had Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Kai and Super wasn't in Kai, or Super. My characters had grown up, but now we got Daima. So 40th year. I mean, it's an iconic year for many reasons. It's a sad time having lost Akira Toriyama, the legend, but the timing is kind of supernatural to me. It's like, here's the 40th year. Daima's complete just in time before we lost him, and it's just wow, you know. So that's kind of how I got, started and how things kind of progressed through the years. I did do some Comic Con appearances way back then. They were really different back then. We would just kind of come for fun and like play games and do Q&A and do some signings and hang out with the other voice actors. We were all kids back then, late 20s and stuff. So the Comic Con scene has been really, really great for me over the past few years. I thought, why would they want someone that did voices years ago? But there's a nostalgia factor in there, and the fans grew up with it. It's their childhood, and now they're watching it. Some of these families are watching it with their kids, and bringing them into the Dragon Ball realm. And it's endearing. I love meeting the fans. It's my favorite part of what I do. Is the face-to-face interactions are glorious. Love it.
Yeah, I got my kids. They're getting hooked on it as well. My
Oh, they
7 year old,
are.
yeah, my 7 year old and my 12 year old. They're well because of me and everything in my game room and everything that I buy and all everything collectibles. I've been Dragon Ball fan my whole life, so it's kind of an
That's
addiction.
great. Yeah, it's like the gift that keeps on giving. The cool thing too is it's kind of immortalized. Like it's always going to be there. Like to watch at any time in the future. So it's really an honor to be a part of this. And I wouldn't be here doing an interview with you right now had I not been cast, had I not been kind of discovered in a way. Um, so yeah, it's great. Apparently, my bass player, my best friend, he's now my manager. He's retired. And he follows me around, and I'm like the Tasmanian devil. So he's got his hands full. Um, he travels with me. He's my handler. Um, he does all my technology, my auditions. He does video editing for my promos. He actually was the one who told me years ago that I had a Wikipedia page and an IMDb page, and I didn't even know what those were. And then
Yeah,
way back in '03 or '04, we were performing with bands, and I brought him out to Funimation to kind of sit in the back and kind of be a fly on the wall. And he was just blown away because he loves all the technology, and he worked at a radio station for 25 years, and he's a musician and my bestie. And so he was like, wow, this is really cool. I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know you could, create all these insane voices, and that you're the voice of a young boy. I'm trying to see if is this better lighting? No, maybe not. That's probably better.
it's up to you.
I feel like I'm all washed out. I'm all white.
You're good.
We got these new lights. We got these new cool lights that like
Oh, like the
they're
ring? Is it ring lights?
no, it's kind of like ring lights, but they're rectangular, and they're portable. And so we got one here, and then we've got the
Oh,
upper
like
one.
you talking about like a whole bunch of LED lights, kind of.
Yeah, yeah, because there
I
was a
got
time when I was doing these and it was too dark and it just didn't
Mhm.
look very good. So we invested in a nicer camera. Now that I'm doing a lot more of these interviews and doing a lot of these promotional videos, uh, we thought let's invest in some good stuff, make it look good. Some of my old interviews, if you guys go back, it's like, not the greatest looking background, but you know what? It's more about the interview and the questions and answering the questions anyway. So no
Yeah,
biggie.
I had a Shure mic and some HD 280 headphones and all types of stuff, and I didn't feel like setting it up. I was just like, man, I'm just gonna do it the original style,
Yeah,
just person to
love
person. And
it.
I thought
Yeah.
about it, and just I didn't want to deal with it. It's just a big headache when you got to connect everything and set everything up.
Yeah, that's why I got my guy on the payroll. It's like, you do that. I don't know how to do it yet. I'll figure it out someday when I have time. So, yeah.
A lot of stuff. Well, were you able to meet Akira Toriyama, or you never met him?
No, I don't think any of us, as far as I know, have met him.
Yeah,
I think that with him being such a really famous guy, I don't
yeah.
think,
Those
I don't
keep
know
it
if he
real.
ever traveled to USA. I have no idea if he ever even did that, but I
It's
think he
crazy
was
because
pretty
I've
much
heard.
kind
Oh,
of
go ahead. I'm sorry.
quiet, creative. No, 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 you're good. So I think he was mostly just stayed in Japan. I mean, Japan is where all that stuff is created anyway. So it seems like,
Mm,
we would want to go visit him or we would want to meet him somewhere. But I don't know if he did appearances or anything like that. I'd have to dive in and do some research. But uh, I've never met anyone that's actually met him now, except for some of the Toei staff that were there at the New York Comic Con. Uh,
mm.
uh, they all met him, and the executive producer was there, which was crazy. Like his right hand man was literally like right there next to me on the stage at the panel, and he had a Dragon Ball, like a Goku like shirt, like it looked like the top of the outfit. It was really really adorable. And he needed a translator, so we had a translator there at the New York Comic Con when we were doing all these announcements and watching the trailer, and to be, sitting on stage with, Akira Toriyama's right hand man, executive
It's amazing.
producer was like,
Yeah.
it was like, wow, this guy is like amazing, and he's been there almost the whole time, like 35 plus years, and so you know, I met his crew kind of basically, and the people that work at Toei Animation in Japan in Tokyo. So that's the closest I got to meeting him.
That's yeah, that's pretty close. That's amazing. That's a it's a bucket
Yeah,
list thing
they
for
had
sure.
all these like booths for Dragon Ball Diamond, all these, photo ops where you could take pictures with the characters and you could be up on the flying Nimbus and you can sit there or stand on it and act like you're flying. Woo. I was blown away. That's the second largest Comic Con in the United States. And, they sell out months in advance, where they,
Oh
they
yeah,
literally can't fit anybody else in there. Fire code,
yeah.
it's like,
Out of that one or
yeah,
San Diego, yeah, that's cuckoo
yeah, San
banana.
Diego's the biggest. Yeah. That was my first Comic Con, by the way, in
San Diego.
2000, the summer. Yeah, and that's when that opened up a whole new world because I didn't know that, Comic Cons existed at all. So that was my first one. And, I'm thinking, okay, this is one big giant event. And then over the years, I found out they have them all over the place. And now more than ever after COVID, people want to get out and meet their there's the celebrities that they want to meet in person. And but that was my first one. There were four of us there, four of the kind of the lead characters, and I had to prove I was the voice of Gohan in Dragon Ball Z that entire weekend, and I was constantly using that raspy voice, even though it's like we had like it playing in the booth, like on the TV screen, and we were signing score Dragon Ball Z cards from the game, and just passing them out, and the kids at the time, they were young kids, anywhere from like 4 to 12 that had been watching it, and I had to prove it. So they were like, but you're a girl," because the other three guests that were there were males, and I just remember like coming home and my voice was shot, but I had to do it. It's for the kids. It's
Fans,
fans want to
yeah.
hear it.
Lost
They
your voice
wanted
for
me
the
to prove it too. They didn't believe me.
Bet you're Gohan'd out, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then then the Cell Saga came along, and here I am. Like, I
Screaming
mean,
and
the closest voice that I could, lowest, roughest voice I could produce that sounds the manliest is how I was directed for that saga. So even though he's only 11, he looks, like a teenager. But people call him Teen Gohan. I just let him. I don't correct him or anything because he looks like he's a teenager right before he you know goes back to high school. Chi Chi wants him to go to school and
It's a
study.
lot of yelling during those
Lots
recordings.
of it. You know what was cool though is I'm gonna try one more thing here. I think this one's too bright. We'll see. Wait, is that better or worse? I kind of like it
It's
better.
it looks good.
I just feel like everything's really, really, really bright. I'll put it a little further back. Ah, I'll just deal with that. So,
Ah, you good.
yeah, lots of screaming, rewinding, fast forwarding. That's how it was done back then. Um, and like I said, everything you see was already complete in, Japanese, for the kings of anime. And then we would just record, watching the flaps on top of it. So sometimes we would have pre-roll, sometimes we wouldn't. It would depend on who came in and recorded first. Sometimes we could like react to the other characters and things like that. Um, but what was the question? I got distracted with the light. I forgot what we were talking about.
I forgot what we were talking about too. I think it was the Kira Toriyama question, but then you explained about the meeting
Yeah,
in
and then we
school.
went on. Yeah, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So yeah, no, I haven't met him, but it would have
Nah.
been an honor. But I think he was kind of a private guy. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what I
he's
hear.
super famous,
Yeah.
super famous too. Like,
But it's crazy though, because most of the people that create mangas over there, they all do the same thing. They stay in their studios and they work, and you don't hear or see nothing about them. That's crazy.
yeah, I mean, I guess in some ways he was a behind the scenes guy. He wrote the
Hmm.
stories, and um, I guess he's also the artist that he came up with. All
Yeah.
the artwork and created it, and then of course that it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and he probably had like a whole team of people working for him and with him and at Toei and uh, um, I can't even imagine. I'll have to do some research, but yeah, he's a legend, and he'll live on for eternity. And I'm just really grateful that I'm a part of something that's it's one of the biggest animes out of Japan. I kind of call it like sort of like a gateway anime because there's like the Yu-Gi-Oh, the Digimon, and then the Pokemon, and then Dragon Ball Z are kind of like those big giant ones that kind of like was the start of kind of bringing anime into mainstream. And just it's just really cool to be a part of that and to see it have so much success and meet all these amazing people just from being cast in these roles years ago. It's uh it's been life changing, really. Kind of saved me in a lot of ways. It's like kind of gave me a purpose, and when I couldn't have kids, and the world kind of fell apart when my mom died, and then my dad died recently, and it's like this Dragon Ball Z is my outlet to channel these amazing memories through these comic cons and these meet and greets and comic shops, and getting to hold the babies, and you know taking pictures with all the kids and the families and the cosplay, people dressing up as the characters and handing me their baby dressed up like Kid Goku and Gohan, and it's just
Yeah.
exhilarating. I'm a people person, so it's just great to be face to face and really get kind of like that feedback, and then to get the validation that you contributed something that was life changing for the viewers. Um, Crazy, honored, humbled, all of that stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy after all these years. It's still going and it's still strong, and it trips
Yeah,
me out how people are still they're keeping it high and they're not letting it go and keeping it alive. You know.
yeah. I hear stories of people that would like work out in the gym with like music from Dragon Ball Z and then like the screaming, and they put together these like mixtures of all the different voices and the battle yells, and they would just like get them all pumped up. And
Be
I've seen
motivational
people
type.
make
Yeah.
fans make videos of themselves like dressed up in front of the TV, going Super Saiyan and
Yeah.
posting posting videos and uh it's really cool. And then I get people also at the Comic Cons and the meet and greets and the events. Some of the fans will bring me their artwork and they'll like have me either sign it or they give me one and then I sign one for them. So I've got like I keep it all. I'm running out of space, but I've got some. I even have some on my refrigerator of these kids' drawings because it's just really inspiring. And it's like, oh, cute, you know. So
And
I do get some cool stuff brought, and then they'll bring things to me that I've never seen before to sign, and I'm like, what is this? Or they have gotten it, from Japan, or they found it at some vintage store, or some people ordered stuff online, and some people got some stuff in Mexico because they recorded Dragon Ball Z in Spanish down in Mexico City, and it's just cool to see what people you know bring to me. And now, of course, the Funko Pops are huge. Like,
yeah.
I just got my big order of my Dragon Ball GT Pops. I ordered in July, just got them. So we've got the GT Pops of Goku. We've got the GameStop exclusive Goku with the Kamehameha Blast, and then the newest one is the exclusive Super Saiyan 3 Dragon Ball GT Super Saiyan. So there's three right there, and then I know Elise finally got her pop, so Pan's released, and some of the others as well. So it's been really cool. I hope they put out Dragon Ball Daima pops next year. That would
They
be really
they
cool.
will. I'm pretty positive
Oh,
they will. I'm more of a SH figure arts type collector. The articulated figures, the pricier ones. I
oh
got a
yeah,
little.
yeah, like the figurines. Like, do you have them
The ones.
displayed or do you keep them in the box?
I got some displayed and some in the boxes. I've got so much junk in this room. I can't even walk through here because I got so much collectibles and
Yeah, yeah,
I just need.
it's addictive. I
Oh
was
yeah.
warned years ago, if you start once you get your first pop, you're gonna like it's over. You
Oh
got to
yeah.
have more. My
Yeah.
first one was Farrah Fawcett, who was a big star in the 70s and 80s. That was my first Funko Pop, and Jerry Seinfeld. And now I've got one of each of the ones that represent my characters. Uh, but when I first saw them, I was like, "What are these? These are so cute with the big heads and the giant eyes." And
They got every
um,
character that you can imagine. That's the bad part.
yeah, and I also got to visit the Funko store in Hollywood, like the big Funko, like the the original, Funko store. And that was amazing. It was like a wonderland in there. They had giant versions of some of the Funko Pops, and you could take pictures with them. And then they had a giant Goku and a giant another. I think, and it was twirling around, and I actually got recognized. That was weird. It was last August of 23. Yeah, I was just walking around like
Hey, it's
with the
Goku.
with the client who brought me out for Little Lions Collectibles in LA, and I had a little bit of time before my flight left, and I asked if they could just kind of like run me by there and like drop me off or whatever. And the the client came with her kids, and so we were walking around with her kids, and they have like really tight security, and like I guess somebody recognized me. I guess maybe because of the meet and greets and the Comic Cons back in the day. I never got recognized as far as my face because it's just my voice. But they actually recognized me and brought me back to like the VIP room, and I signed some stuff for them. And I got to do a Funko Pop of like myself. You can actually go
Mm.
there and like kind
Oh,
of
like
design. They
Funko
have
Poppers.
limited
Yeah.
they have very limited options, but you can check your hair color, your eye color, kind of what you want to wear, but not exactly. And then you actually got to put like if you have an animal like pets. So I have
Mm.
like my little pets in there in the box, like my two cats. One just passed away, unfortunately, but I have the two cats and my dog. The closest you could get that looked like them are like in the box at the bottom. It's so cute. Um, I mean, what a cool thing to do. And it has my name on it, and I signed it. It's like crazy. So it was, yeah, and they gave me a little discount on something. I got like a Dragon Ball Z wallet, and they were just super cool. And they kind of like were escorting me around at that point. I was like, this is kind of special.
They're like,
Making
yeah,
sure
we
no
got
one messed with me because people started wanting to take pictures and they just wanted to make sure I was comfortable with my experience there. And
once
I'm
they
really glad
found
I did
out Kid
that.
Goku was in the building, they were gonna come and ask for autographs and videos and
Yeah, yeah. And I was just like, I was kind of doing my own little fangirling over just being at the Funko Pop store in Hollywood. It was just super, it was super exciting. It's kind of like, I don't know, man. It's like a wonderland, and there's all animate, and everything's animated in bright colors, and they have like these photo op spots where you can like jump up on the dragons and the dinosaurs or whatever's there, and then you can like take pics there, and everything's colorful and great backdrops, and then of course they want you to buy a bunch of stuff. They had like all this merchandise from all these different properties, Disney and McDonald's and Star Wars and all of them. You know, they had it was just
over
room after room, and like each room had like a theme. Uh, it was cool. It was like kind of like a little Disneyland of Funko Pops.
local buffs.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was like, I need to like get something going here, like have an event with them, or like reach out to their CEO and like or one of their marketing people and see if they want to do an event there next year and like kind of like maybe with the release of the new pops that they come out, it'd be something to kind of do as a like a premiere. So
That'd be
yeah, why
awesome.
not?
Will you be going? Are you gonna go to the Comic Con next year? I mean the Comic Con. I'm sorry, the Kameha Con. I said the Comic Con.
Yeah, the Kamea Con is a Dragon Ball Z inspired Comic Con, all things Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball
Mm,
GT, Dragon Ball, everything. I was at 2 through 5 in Allen, outside of Dallas Fort Worth,
mhm.
and we were told they're going to take a break. Like, yes, last year was crazy, so it's like we're going to take a break and revamp and try to think about maybe another location and get creative with that. So they decided the people in charge of CommandCon, I
Yeah,
think
not the
Con
not a group.
Live, CXC events, they decided to move it to New Jersey.
Atlantic Atlantic
So
City. Yeah.
next June. I don't have the dates in front of me, but it's already announced. CommandCon 6 will be in New Jersey next June. And I've already been invited. So yeah, I'll be there.
Cool. Yeah, I talked with
What did I say?
Jins. You know Jins from the Nada group. He
Oh yeah, he's
he
great.
oh,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
a great guy.
good
Yeah.
guy, man, good guy. I've been talking with him, and I ended up. This is gonna be me and my family's first time going. We're coming from Texas. I thought it was gonna be in Dallas, but they ended up
Yeah.
switching it over. So
They had
I ended up
a
buying
mix.
a ticket anyways. Oh, go ahead.
They
I'm
had a
sorry.
mixed variety of people, like responding as to far as where do you want to take this? We're gonna take it to Florida because a lot of fans in Florida, and anytime you get around the South, it's just crazy. So many Dragon Ball Z fans.
Yeah,
So yeah, I just found out. I guess not even a month ago that it'll be in New Jersey. So I've got it marked on the calendar, and I'm excited and ready to make plans
yeah.
for that one.
This will be our first. Well, my first one, and I'm gonna take my family. We'll be headed that way. So I'm kind of excited to
You'll love
go
it.
check.
It'll be a whole new wave of fans coming in from that region. It'll be great. People can come from New York. Anyone from New England can come down and up or
It'll
down.
be. I mean, I feel like that's a smart plan. Get a fresh area so other people can experience as well. I know a lot of people weren't too excited about it on the group, but I mean, hey, you
Hmm.
gotta share the wealth. You gotta look out for
Yeah, and just they want to. I think they just want to shake things up. You know, like
yeah,
let's
change
let's
it up.
try moving it. Let's skip a year, revamp, and move it, and just give it a shot. I think it'll be great. Plenty of time to promote. I'll probably be doing some kind of a promotional video for that one for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's great to hear that you're going to be there. Make a whole
Oh yeah, I'm
vacation out of
excited.
it.
Hopefully we get to bump into each other and get another little interview or a little video or something.
Yeah, yeah. Bring your stuff. Bring all your portable stuff, and we'll do it. We'll do something on location. It'd be great.
Sounds like
Make
a
a little
plan.
video.
Sounds
Yeah,
like a plan. But
that's cool.
yeah, I don't want to keep you too long. I appreciate you, man. It's been a very, very big honor bringing you to Planet Sadala and having Goku back on the Saiyan planet. Thank
I
you
have
so
to
much.
show you guys. Can you see this? Or well, they're kind of like I have Dragon Ball Z pants on.
Oh, that's dope.
Sleep pants. I just got them today. They got Dragon Balls all over them, and I got some for Dan, and we're both wearing them. We're like Twinkies today. It's we you got to feed that little kid. We all got that little kid in us that wants to, you know, you got to feed the child in there, take care of that little kid, and
Yeah, every
I
time
meet
I
so many people that are like collectors and they have their man cave and their what is it? What do they call it for the girl? It's shack. I can't remember. There's one for a girl, but it's not man. It's not something. Anyway, it's funny. Um, so yeah, I meet a lot of people at these events that are vendors that have their own like stores or their retail stores that they sell their merchandise in, and they're all just a bunch of kids, like at heart. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about Dragon Ball and this whole franchise and all of the fandom is it's like the kid just it just takes you back. For me it's music and 70s and 80s music, and I mean that's one thing I can relate it to is that and then the cartoons I watched when I was a kid. So yeah, it's been an honor. It's really good to meet you, and I hope to get to meet you and your family next
oh yeah,
year.
for
And
sure.
reach out
Thank you
anytime.
so
I've got a website, stephanienadolny.com. You guys can also check out Instagram is Stephanie Nadolny. I've got all of that on the website. I've also done a lot of animation themes for Yu Yu Hakusho. I sang Sayonara Bye Bye and the opening and closing for Kitty Grade and a couple of anime themes for Case Closed. I'm not credited for some reason on the YouTube videos of the English anime themes, but it was a really cool experience. I wanted to kind of throw that in because a lot of my fans don't realize I'm a singer. Like I started out singing as a kid, and then I started playing with the different voices and mimicking, and I didn't really realize that I was actually training for like my career someday, many years later. I would mimic everybody. I would tape record on a cassette player, like my my piano songs. I would write songs. I'd write like radio shows and write the theme, and me and my friends would sing and make up these, radio shows and interview each other. And I would change my voice. And I mean, I think I mimicked my friends at school, my babysitter, um, my relatives. I have like some relatives all over, some of them Nadalny's are up in Rhode Island, so I try to like mimic, and it's like a personal challenge. So I still do that to this day around the house, and I have a really good time with it. So we belly laugh around here. It's like silly, but yeah, it's been great. I appreciate you reaching out. Hope everybody
oh
loves the interview, and let me know if you need anything from me, any promo pictures or anything, or to kind of get
yeah.
it out there. But
I appreciate
yeah,
everything, and I'm looking forward to Daima English dub dropping November 10th, 11th, and 12th in select theaters. We're believe me, we're waiting and we're ready.
I'm excited too. I'm going to try to go on the 11th with some of the cast members if all works out. I don't know. I got to like make sure I got my tickets because I know they've got like a fandom events or no Fathom, sorry, Fathom events, and then they have a QR code. You can go in and actually click on it and pick a theater and get your tickets and ahead of time. So I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait to hear the finished product in English and with my new castmates. There's a lot of new roles, a lot of new talent coming in. Very impressive. Again, the director's great. The ADR director's great. Jameson and Jonathan are great. So hopefully this opens some more doors. I'd like to be doing more of this throughout the week, in between Comic Cons and appearances. I have a lot of fun with the character voices. I think that the comedic stuff is just natural. So yeah, but thanks for having me. And yeah, I'll hopefully
No,
meet you next week, next summer. Unless we, there might be some stuff coming up in Houston. And there's also that Dragon Ball Z themed restaurant, Dragon Ball Z in Conroe.
yeah,
I
I've
try
been
to go.
there. Then I've been there at the old location a long time
Yep.
ago, maybe like last year.
Yeah,
Whenever
it's
they
really
came in
cool.
the front.
There's one in New
Yes,
York too. It's a different one. I didn't get to go. We were really, really busy, but that's always fun to like.
oh
And
yes, I
I think
seen that one.
they're
I
building a
want to
theme
say
park in.
I want to say Stephanie, the other Stephanie, is it Goshen?
Brim.
She went to the one
Oh,
in
oh,
New
oh,
York. I think I was
Florida.
watching a video. Yeah, there you go, from Florida. There you
She is the female with the largest Dragon Ball Z collection in the world. But there's a male in Japan that has more.
Yeah.
But she's
Matter
the
of
female.
fact,
She's been since childhood. She's been collecting since she was
yeah.
11.
I had
She's 30.
I did a like a little interview with her not too long ago. So yeah, she
SSJ Goshen 4.
yeah.
Check out
So
her YouTube
Stephanie, yeah,
page. She's great.
yeah, she.
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep
I think
cutting
we're
you
like,
off. Okay, no, no. I was just gonna tell. Yeah, who's gonna go first? No, I was just gonna tell you that I think I had her on an interview before this one, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah,
oh, you
she
did?
bought.
She's great.
Yeah, so it's good to have
I met
everybody
her
on.
at KamehaCon 1 right after it. Uh, the clients and the people involved with uh, uh, all of the KamehaCons called me up and said, "We want you for two, so let's book you now." And I was like, "Well, I was available. Why wasn't I there? What happened?" But Stephanie came into town, and another fan from Australia, and we all hung out, went out to eat. I did an interview with them at their hotel room. And that's when I met her, and they came out to one of my gigs with my band. My band was performing that weekend at a steakhouse, and I got to meet her and her father, and like some of her friends came with her. And I was like, oh my gosh, you look just like Lady Gaga. And she turns out she is a Lady Gaga fan, and she's Italian, and Lady Gaga's name is Stephanie. And we just really hit it off. And I've actually been to her home, and we did some interviews and some stuff there at her home in Fort Lauderdale, and we've worked some events together because she's actually kind of a vendor. She has all of this like nostalgic uh, toys that came out years and years ago, and she like knows all the history about them. If I ever see anything I don't know what it is and I want the down low, I always like send her a picture. She's like, oh, that's from Bandai and that's from, and she'll give me the rundown. She knows her stuff, and she's great. Her videos are really impressive. You should check her out on YouTube. And I actually had to crash on her couch one time because like we put together this event and there were no hotels open like in the region and that were affordable because there was all this stuff going on that weekend. So I'm like, I mean, we only had like six or 7 hours that we needed to crash, and we were literally going to get up and go. So I crashed on her couch, and she had like this big giant like 4-star ball like on the couch, and so I was like, oh, I'm sleeping on grandpa. It was fun. Yeah, so
Oh
she's in my
gosh.
inner circle. Yeah, we're buds.
Yeah, she's very very kind, very good person. You know,
Passionate.
to speak with and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, we have fun. I hope to get to Florida some more this next year. I always have fun anywhere, but I really have some really cool friends that are all in that region. Miami, Fort Lauderdale. I just heard from a fan of mine in a Porto Good. Oh gosh, I don't know how to say it, but it's outside of Fort Myers, and they want to bring me back for something to promote Dyma. So yeah, I'm staying really busy and booking the calendar and staying on top of emails and fan mail. And if there's anybody that wants to send something in, if they can't get out to a Comic Con or we can't see each other in person, they're welcome to come to my website, fill out the form submission, and then we can do like a mail in type thing, sign it, autograph, whatever, and ship it right back. So we can definitely make that happen. My fans are
Yeah.
my world, so they're gonna
Oh
get
yeah.
spoiled for sure.
Most definitely. Well, yeah, maybe we can work something out and get something going. Well, I'll keep in touch with you, and like I said,
Okay.
thanks again for everything, Stephanie.
Yeah, yeah. I hope to get to meet your kids. I love kids a lot. I used to teach music and piano to kids, young kids, and that was a real treat. So, but yeah, thanks for having me. And like I said, StephanieNadolny.com, Facebook Voice Actors page, Instagram, and I do have a TikTok. I haven't put anything up recently, but there's some really funny stuff on that, and that's at Steph Nadolny. So
Stephanie
I
Dolly.
guess
I'll
that's
check it
it.
out.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you, and you have
Take
a good
care.
night. All right.
You do the same, and happy Halloween tomorrow.
Happy Halloween as well.
Yes, awesome. Thanks so much for having me.
All righty.